Hello everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today I will be talking about my favorite movie franchise ever. This is of course the Evil Dead films. I was really excited to do this episode for the YouTube channel, since the Evil Dead 2 is my third favorite film. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, let's start off this list with Within the Woods. Releasing in the late 70s. Basically the plot of the first Evil Dead film. Group of people go to a cabin, get possessed by demons, ends in a cliffhanger. I mean, on the standards for most films, yes, it's bad, but I found this one very entertaining, and I wasn't really bored throughout watching it. Is it Within the Woods? I can't remember. It's not that bad. I don't think I'll ever be able to make something like that, even with the equipment I have now. 50 or so years later. Yeah, I'll give it a. Although very entertaining, very basic, very idea was kind of new. It was a fun watch, kind of short. 2.5 out of 4. Okay, so now it's time for The Evil Dead. A few years later, they released a film. It's kind of like it's just a complete redo of Within the Woods. They keep the same base idea, but higher budget, believe it or not, with their already low budget anyways. It's longer, and yeah, I really do like this film. This is a really great introduction to a series of films. Let's see, how can I summarize the plot to make it sound different from Within the Woods? They introduce a lot more lore. There's actually new items, and there's a lot of noticeable Easter eggs that people like to connect other films to these said Easter eggs, and I personally don't want to connect it to those films. I think the Evil Dead films are fine just staying where they already are right now. I mean, not including the comics, obviously. You can't really ignore comics because, well, they're already made with decisions made by people that thought it was okay to do such things. The Kandarian dagger. We got the Action Necronomicon. We got the famous recording of the said passage. This I don't know if it's really a basement or a crawl space. I don't really know what it's classified as, but this is one of my favorite interpretations of something being under a building and something being scary down there. And it evolves through the series, like what could be under a house if in a horror movie. Like it just like Psycho in the shower scene, you know, like it changed horror, and like the aspect of it, like it could be something could be anywhere at all times. So this film really, I like how the film uses that. I like it more Within the Woods, but that's just because it's just Within the Woods, but longer, and an actual budget. Three out of 4 stars. Army of Darkness. The The last one ended with Ash getting sucked through the portal. This one begins with him getting sucked through the portal. It turns out that he's been sent back through time. And they treat his car like a demon. He gets sent into the kingdom. The people at this kingdom think that they're part of the their enemy kingdom. So he gets sent down to the pit. They took away his chainsaw hand and shotgun, so that he's just getting thrown down this pit. There is the demons in these movies are called Deadites. I probably should have said that before, but there's a Deadite down there, and through the fight scene, we see the Wiseman, I believe it's supposed to be, toss the chainsaw down there. Ash wins the fight. He escapes barely, the pit barely. He does his boomstick speech, and then he goes on a quest to find this Necronomicon. He has to say a passage before he takes it. He doesn't remember the passage, and there's 3 books. He takes this book, and on his way out of there, he gets chased by the demon from the first 2 films. And I believe this is where the windmill scene happens, where a clone of himself happens. They have a little bit of a fight. Ash wins, digs him up. He's presumed to be dead. Ash goes back, and he tells the Wiseman that he didn't say the passage correctly, and now he's pretty much doomed them all. The love interest gets taken after he didn't recite them right. His evil clone comes back as like an uglier version, more like molded and decayed. And then due to Ash's 5-minute relation towards the enemy kingdom, the enemy kingdom comes in to help save the said kingdom that Ash has been helping, and him and his clone have a fight to the death. It ends with his clone getting blown up, and now Ash has to take this potion that lets him sleep through time, so that way he can go back to his original time period. There was an original ending where they planned to have him oversleep, and that's just how the movie ends. Like he comes out of the cave that he slept in for years, hundreds of years, and he overslept. But in the ending but in this ending for the movie, the new one, he just goes back to the regular time period, and we just cut it to him at work. The demon possesses another person, and we see him use a shotgun one more time, gets rid of the demon, and the movie ends with him and his, or at least that, love interest. Or I don't even know if it was supposed to be a love interest, to be honest with you. I can't remember. Army of Darkness, 3.5 out of 4. Now, for Evil Dead, I guess it's a reboot. This is my least favorite film of the series. I'm gonna go ahead and say my rating right now. It's a 2 out of 4. I found this one less entertaining, and I guess you're not supposed to find entertainment out of this one. This is supposed to be a lot more like a more serious one, but you can still like the point of a movie is for entertainment, and like serious movies are meant to do that too, because like it's a form of entertainment, and I didn't find anything entertainment-ing during this said Evil Dead movie. It was really, honestly, it was kind of boring. Like, it had interesting moments, and it's an interesting, like, thing that introduces more lore to the story. But, it's basically just Evil Dead, but taken more serious with a bigger budget. By Evil Dead, I mean the Evil Dead, the one after Within the Woods. The only time that we see Ash appear in this one is after the credits. And, I personally don't think that means he's actually in the film. He just shows up because people wanted him to show up in something, so they needed money. Do I think this film would have done better with Ash in it? No, I think it's completely fine that they didn't use Ash. And the story itself is pretty alright. It's just execution matters. And although it is a film that I do go back to watch sometimes, maybe see something that I didn't see before. But I mean, although I found boring the scenes that I did find not boring are really good. I do suggest to watch this. I mean, if you've seen the previous films I've talked before, of course, don't watch it by itself. And don't watch any other film with that. Like, yeah, watch. I suggest to watch it, yes. But I personally don't like it much. Yeah. It was in 2014, I believe. 2 out of 4 stars. Now it's time for Ash versus Evil Dead. I'm gonna try my best to condense this. I believe 30 or so, I think it's supposed to be like 30 or so years after Army of Darkness, we see Ash living his own life, but one night he gets a little bit too trigger happy with his substances, and reads a passage from the Necronomicon, and now the demon's back. Throughout the series, we see him gain more friends, and lose some friends. He goes back to the cabin. His possessed hand comes back. You see him get a few more love interest. You see him go through a lot of. There's an entire thing in the show where he just goes insane. He goes like mentally insane. Ball. We get introduced to Ball, one of my favorite villains ever. Too bad he's named after a sack. He only has one L though. The show got canceled, sadly, but there's talks of an animated series, so we'll wait and see. There's 3 seasons of it. I really suggest watching the show. I really love this show. It is really, really good. There was never really a dull moment. And usually pilots to shows, or the first few episodes, aren't really intriguing, but this is a show where it's not bad at all. Like, all of it's good. The only problem that I ever had with it was, I mean, this isn't really a problem. Just whenever there was in the show, whenever there was an element where they wanted to add a new problem for the main characters, sometimes they wouldn't really lead into it. They would just pop it at you, and either just end the episode there or have that be in the middle of it. Yeah, a lot of emotions through this show that it gave me, and none of it was boredom. The entire show, a 3.5 out of 4. I really enjoyed it. Evil Dead Rise. I like it more than Within the Woods and the remake and the Evil Dead. But that's where it stays and ends. I found this movie a lot more entertaining than the remake. It was good. They did it good. This is if the remake to Evil Dead, if the execution was done great. And although some dull moments, I found the movie not that bad. Entertainment is a way to describe it, yes. I did find it entertaining. And some parts of it scared me. And there are some comedic aspects, which I like about this one. There's even a little Easter egg of Ash being in the film. It adds a lot more to the lore of the story. And it does it really well compared to the remake, which, yeah, do I think this movie did well, basically starting afresh but still trying to be a remake? Not remake, my bad. Like a sequel, a loose sequel. Yes, it does it really good. And the inclusion of Ash, would the movie still have been the same without him? In some ways, maybe. But overall, no, because like that's part of the story. It's feeding a story that is really needed, and it's little details like that that makes a film really good. And this movie does that really well. But the dull moments in it, like it's a little slow, which deducts a lot for me, in my opinion, with movies, because I like long films to an extent. As much as I say that I don't like long movies, a lot of the movies I do like are long. It's just if it's done right. And that's the only thing that this movie doesn't do, I guess, in some ways correctly. It's just a little slow. But, it's pretty good. So, 3.5 out of 4, I think I'd give it. No. 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4. And yeah. There you go, guys. That was my review of the Evil Dead franchise. One thing I wanted to get clear about the past reviews that I've done, and this review and future ones. These are just me looking over the movie, just briefly talking about it, remembering at the top of my head, and based off what I can give you, and ranking it. These are not deep dives. Those will be separate videos selected by me to see which ones deserve deep dives. And the deep dives will be extremely long videos. talking about each individual film to a, like, on a lower, like, I will talk about everything in the film. I won't say whom, he, she. I will say their names. If I can find it, probably their middle names too. Yeah, that's my ranking for the Evil Dead franchise. I will give you the numbers now. Alright, everybody, I am back with the numbers. And through some math and future thinking and really pushing through my head, I give the Evil Dead franchise a 3.5 out of 4 stars. I believe that might be all. Yeah. Like and subscribe if you may, and have a good day.